We're back for the discussion of Home, and if you watched our review video, we recommended it. We enjoyed the movie quite a bit. The structure of the movie is really interesting because it does things in these very small, contained pieces. The plot moves. The plot sort of changes, or it's almost like a road movie in that they're moving from place to place, but there's always a different goal. There's always some new information that changes what they're doing or how they're doing it. And I thought that was really good. I thought it was really interesting. For example, the opening where the O's people, I forget what they're called already. The Boov. They just basically take over the Earth. In like 10 seconds, they just take over the Earth. And that was one of those things where, like, another screenwriter would take 40 minutes to do that. There'd be a whole battle sequence. And,
yes.
You know, it would be this whole ordeal with the leadership. And instead, it's this really small story, and it's just, you know, a handful of characters that you're really focused on, even though it's this giant wide scope. You know, you don't have scenes with Steve Martin by himself really all that much. You don't have scenes with, like, I mean, there's a little bit of that, but it's not like all these different factions plotting against each other.
No, which I think, I mean, isn't that the point of the movie, though, is that, like, a lot of times you get yourself in trouble for doing things that you don't understand the impact of. And that usually, or a lot of times people aren't really out to get you.
Yeah, I think that's true. And I also think that it's, like, part of the humor of the movie, which is also part of the message of the movie, is that if you don't understand something, you shouldn't make decisions about it.
Right.
Like, they have those machines that are going around and, like, deciding bicycles aren't necessary, so bicycles just float away.
Right.
Toilets aren't necessary, they just float away.
Yeah.
Those kind
but then
of
they're
things.
using things like grills for hats and
and eating artwork and records and things like that. And it's funny, the other thing too that, like, I was worried about from a consistency standpoint, because in the trailer they show the thing where he, like, bites the urinal cake and, like, drinks from the toilet, and, like, it hurts him, but it's not, it's like cartoonish pain, like it goes away instantly. It's not a big deal. And I was worried that it was going to be one of these things where, like, it's just nonstop, like, fish out of water gags and that kind of stuff. But instead it's like, not only is it fish out of water gags, but hardly any of it backfires on them. Like, it just works the way they decide that it works, you know?
Yeah.
And the ultimate version of that is the Shusher, which they are just using as a rock to beat people over the face with and tell them to shush. But it happens to be, like, the entire future of the Gorn.
I can't remember. Gork?
I think Gorn's from Star Trek. Gork, I think, is what they're called. And that reveal is great, too, when it, like, opens up and there's just, like, this tiny starfish in there.
Yeah. It also contains my favorite knock-knock joke ever, so it won on
the
that.
interrupting cow knock-knock joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't know that one, contact Neil Maxfield. He'd be happy to...
It's good. Yeah, I honestly, like, I don't know Rihanna's work all that much. Like, I'm not... Like, I don't listen to a lot of top 40 music, and I haven't heard a lot of her stuff before. But I know I'd heard her voice before, and so it was just kind of killing me through the whole movie. Like, who is that?
Oh, I knew it was Rihanna.
Yeah, I couldn't figure it out. But that makes sense, and it makes sense that she was the voice at the end of it. And the girl, whose name is... Gratuity, or Tip for short, says that she's from Barbados, which Rihanna is also from Barbados. So.
And then, like, the person who played is that the guy from Big Bang Theory?
Probably. I didn't recognize the name. I don't watch Big Bang Theory.
Well, I don't either. I think I read something that it was Rihanna and the guy who plays Sheldon on Big Bang Theory.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's who it was.
Yeah. So yeah, it was good. Yeah, I'd be interested to see, you know, if there's people that have complaints about it. It's also like how segmented everything is. It's a movie that you could watch like 15 minutes at a time and be satisfied.
Well, I think it would have been interesting to see it with children, because I think they would have gotten more kick out of the like using household items for unintended purposes. I think that would like strike a young school age child.
Well, I was sitting next to a 9-year-old.
Oh, right. And did he appreciate it?
Yeah, he thought it was funny. It was interesting because he was laughing really hard at previews and things before things were happening. Like, he was really getting excited about that stuff. And when the movie started, I don't know if it was the 3D or if it was just, you know, the whole screen and the amount of stuff goes, but he was just so focused.
Like kind of just mesmerized.
Yeah, there was stuff that he thought was funny, but there wasn't like he wasn't willing to like close his eyes and laugh uproariously. Like he wanted to see.
He didn't miss anything.
Yeah, he wanted to know what happened. So yeah, it was interesting. Anyway, that is our discussion for Home. If you like the way we do these videos, like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends. Check out all the written and video reviews at dalemaxfield.com, and thanks for watching.